I did not write this one. It's knowing that your door is always open and the path is free to walk. Makes me tend to leave my sleeping bag rolled up, stashed behind your couch. Oh, and I'm not shackled by forgotten words or bonds, or the ink stains that have dried upon the soft line. Keeps you in the back road by the rivers of my memory, keeps you ever gentle alone. It's not clinging to the rocks and ivy planted on their columns that binds me. Something that somebody said because they thought we fit together walking. It's knowing that the world will not be cursing or forgetting when I walk along some railroad track and find you're moving on the back roads by the rivers of my memory, and for hours you're gentle home. Though the wheat fields and the clotheslines and the junkyards and the highways come between us, some other woman crying to her mother while she turned and I was gone. Still I might run in silence, tears of joy might stain my face, summer sun may burn me till I'm blind. Up to where I cannot see you, moving on the back road by the rivers flowing gentle home. Take it, David Walsh. I dipped my cup of soup back from a gurgling, crackling cauldron in some train yard. My beard a rough and cold pile and a dirty hat pulled low across my face. Threw cupped hands round a tin can, pretend to hold you to my breast. Fine. You're moving on the back roads by the rivers of my memory, ever smiling, ever gentle alone. Gentle alone. John Hartford wrote that song. Glenn Campbell, of course, had the big old hit record. Going through some ideas in my brain, of course, I've had some earworms to deal with. But, and we have some requests from 2 weeks ago. I'm going to put those in front of me, Cherry. I don't know how many requests we will be getting over there, but I have some here. So I'm going to start on them.
Well, Michael Murray wants to know if you can play Chevy Van by Sammy Johns. You should have known he was going to do a weirdo song.
Mike Murray, no. I don't do Chevy Van by Sammy Johns. What a great song. Can I do the closest equivalent? I did a big oyster roast. Not a big oyster roast. I did a private oyster roast this past Saturday night down in Mount Pleasant. And I was going through all kinds of things that I rarely do. I don't know why Chevy Van makes me think of this song, but I'm going to sing it because I don't do Chevy Van. For Mike Murray. Cheers. Our friend Mike has been doing some videos online. You should look him up. It's as Michael Murray. Michael Murray online is the way you find him on Facebook. He's on my friends list. Super piano player and a songwriter, and he's a good buddy of ours for the longest time. Look him up. He's brilliant, and he's a good friend. I called your name at my mother's house today, Mike. Anyway, why did that song make me think of this one? I don't know. This is the Eagles, of course. I like to wear sparkling earrings. Miss your skin so brown. I wanna sleep with you in the desert tonight, with a billion stars all around. I get a peaceful, easy feeling. I know you won't let me down, 'cause I'm already standing on the ground. I found out a long time ago what a woman can do to your soul. Oh, but she can't take you anyway. You don't already know how to go. I get a peaceful, easy feeling. I know you won't let me down, 'cause I'm already standing on the ground. I get this feeling I may know as a lover and a friend. This voice keeps whispering in my other ear, tells me I may never see you again. But I get a peaceful, easy feeling. I know you won't let me down, 'cause I'm already standing. I'm already standing. I'm already standing on the ground. Oh, it has to be that same theme, you know, Chevy van and peaceful, easy feeling. You know how you with someone and you're wishing and hoping, and oh, I don't guess that's the reason one of those songs led my brain to the other of those songs. But there you go. My buddy David Asbill has been tuned in some. He's down
He's
on the Space Coast. He's on?
He's on.
Howdy, David. Dave is down on the Space Coast. Go by and see Nolan's Irish Pub. Tell Marcy and the whole crew there I said howdy, and ask John why he don't hire me there anymore. Actually, it's all good.
Actually, they're in Titus. He's in Titusville tonight.
Well, Titusville is right there,
Okay.
up on the Space Coast.
All right.
Titusville is next door to Cocoa Beach, and you know where we go down there, to, Port Canaveral, where we go
Right.
cruise out of. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to be there in April. I think. I think we'll do a cruise in April. I don't know. My wife handles all of that. Anyway, I said that to say my buddy David Asbill has requested a song called Roseville Fair. While we have him on, before he has to bail out, we'll do his request. Beautiful old song from Nancy Griffith, written by Bill Staines. Bill Staines, great songwriter. We lost him last year. Bill Staines. night was clear, stars were shining, the moon came out, so quiet in the sky. The crowd gathered round while the band was tuned. I could hear them now, playing Coming to the Ride. You were dressed in blue, you looked so lovely, a gentle flower, small town girl. Then you took my hand and we stepped to the music with a single smile. You became my world, and we danced all night to the fiddle and the banjo. Their drifting tunes seemed to fill the air. So long ago, but I still remember when we fell in love at the Roseville Fair. We courted well, we courted lovely, we rocked for hours the front porch chair. Then a year ago, the day I met you, I made you mine at the Roseville Fair. And we danced all night to the fiddle and the banjo. Their drifting tunes seemed to fill the air. So long ago, but I still remember when we fell in love at the Roseville Fair. So here's a song for all you lovers. Here's a tune I know we all can share. May you dance all night, the fiddle and the banjo, just the way we did at the Roseville Fair. And we danced all night to the fiddle and the banjo. Their drifting tunes seem to fill the air. So long ago, but I still remember when we fell in love at the Roseville Fair. When we fell in love, darling, at the Roseville Fair. Roseville Fair, one of my all-time favorite songs. Jerry,
Yes.
I've only done 3 or 4 songs and I've already dropped 2 picks.
Oh well.
What is up with that? You know, most of these folks tuned in here don't know I injured my hand a ways back there, and it ain't right yet. It ain't right.
So you want me to go crawl
Nope.
down there and get
No,
your
no, I'm
picks
all
for
right.
you?
I'm all right for now. If I drop 2 more, then we'll have to take a break.
There might be some in the laundry room because I find them in your pockets.
Jerry said, "There's guitar picks in the net that catches lint in the dryer. There's anyway. Chances are there's guitar picks in the dryer." A couple of the song requests goes out of guys. I'd like to remind you that now that we're flying headlong into February, then we're flying headlong into festival season. The Savannah Irish Fest will be Saturday, February 11. Saturday, February 11 will be the Savannah, Georgia Irish Festival, and I'll be there along with other acts that will be performing. Our great friends Seldom Sober will be there. The group Seldom Sober will be there, our great friends. Fran Doyle from Dublin, who's now in Florida, will be there. He may be tuned in tonight, I don't know. Fran, if you're tuned in, say howdy. I was on the phone with him about half the day today. Himself and Harry O'Donoghue and others. So who knows who all may be there and show up on that Saturday, February 11, in Savannah, Georgia. And of course, here in the Midlands of South Carolina, our Irish Festival in Camden, South Carolina, is always the first Saturday in March. And so we'll be having a pub crawl the night before. I'll be playing at one of the venues there. I don't know which one. And then the big event is at the Revolutionary Park on 521 between the interstate and downtown Camden, South Carolina. That's March 4, 5, 6, whatever time that is, the first weekend in March. So, hope you can join us for some of those. Is David Wills tuned in, Terry?
Yes.
Our friend David Wills contacted us earlier today and requested this next song. It's a song from Ireland. In the west of Ireland is the town of Galway and County Galway. And this is an old song, very old song, called the Galway Shawl. And it talks about a little love at first sight thing going. But also the lady meets the troubadour, and he knows all of these songs of the rebellion, songs of the struggle against the occupier. And so they are all emotionally attached and moved by the songs and the struggle at that time. It's a wonderful song called The Galway Shawl. This is on one of the albums that I did recently, the one that's called Best of the Crack, A Bit of the Crack at Tommy Condon's. It's on that album. In Ardernmore, County Galway, one pleasant evening in the month of May, I spied a damsel, young and handsome. Her beauty fairly took my breath away. She wore no jewels, no costly diamonds, no paint, no powder, no, none at all. She wore a bonnet with ribbons on it, and around her shoulders was a Galway shawl. We started walking, she started talking, till her father's cottage came into view. She said, "Come in, sir, and meet me, father, and play to please him the foggy view." I played the blackbird, stack of barley, Rodney's glory, and the foggy dew. She sang each note like an Irish linnet, and the tears rolled down from her eyes blue. She wore no jewels, no costly diamonds, no paint, no powder, no, none at all. She wore a bonnet with ribbons on it, and around her shoulders was a Galway shawl. 'Twas early, early, all in the morning, I took the road to old Donegal. She said, "Goodbye, sir." She cried as she kissed me, and my heart remains with the Galway shawl. She wore no jewels, no costly diamonds, no paint, no powder, no, none at all. She wore a bonnet, ribbons on it, and around her shoulders was a Galway shawl. David Willis by request. Beautiful song, The Galway Shawl. Oh, I'd be tempted to do The Foggy Dew, since that song title is mentioned in the song that I just sang. Why wouldn't I do it? The Foggy Dew is one of those songs about the rebellion, the 1916 rising. They stood on the front steps of the post office on Carroll Street, the GPO they call it, the General Post Office in downtown Dublin, and read their Declaration of Independence. And they knew the guns had not landed at Bannostrand, and they knew the guns had not landed at Howth, but they knew the cause would be lost, but they did it anyway. They read their Declaration of Independence and took over the post office, and after a lengthy siege, they were captured and they were martyred, and they became martyrs for the cause of Ireland's freedom. That happened in 1916. Ireland actually received its own autonomy from England in 1922. Anyway, the name of the song is the Foggy Dew. Down through the glen, on Easter morn, to a city fair road I. There armed lines of marching men in squadrons passed me by. No pipe did hum, no battle drum, but sound its loud tattoo, while the Angelus bell or the Liffey swell rang out in the foggy dew. Right proudly high in Dublin town, we flung out the flag of war. 'Twas better to die beneath an Irish sky than at Suvla or Sudel Bar. From the plains of Royal Meath, strong men came hurrying through, while Britannia's Huns with their long-range guns sailed in through the foggy dew. Oh, the night fell black, the rifles crack, made Peridia Sabian reel. With the leaden rails, 7 tongues of flame, they shine o'er the lines of steel. By each shining blade a prayer was said, that to Ireland her sons be true. When the morning broke, sure the war flag still shook out its fold in the foggy dew. Fell, and the requiem bell rang mournfully and clear for those who had died on that Easter tide in the springtime of the year. While the world did gaze with deep amaze at those fearless men but few, who bore the fight that freedom's light might shine through the foggy dew. Back to the glen rode I again, but my heart with grief was sore, for I parted then with valiant men whom I shall see no more. And to and fro in my dreams I go, and I kneel and I pray for you, for slavery fled o'er the glorious dead when you fell in the foggy dew. Fro in my dreams I go, and I kneel and I pray for you. For slavery fled, oh ye glorious dead, when you fell in the foggy dew. The Foggy Dew is the name of the song. The 1916 Easter weekend uprising in Ireland is what the song's about. That having been said, let's do something a little bit more upbeat. My good friend Steve Edwards down in on the Gulf side of Florida has requested that I do a Bob Shane song. We're right here near Bob Shane's birthday. If you don't know who Bob Shane is, he was one of the original members and the guiding light guy for a group called the Kingston Trio. The Kingston Trio, of course, second in popularity all over the world, second only in the decade of the 1960s, second only to the Beatles. Huge, big act, and of course all of that is going on today with the folk music gatherings hither and yon. And we took a folk music group like that to Ireland with us in September. And I'm going out to a big gathering in August in Scottsdale, Arizona. I hope to be there for that, and members of the same tribe of people who love the old folk music. That having been said, let's do a Bob Shane song for Steve Edwards in St. Pete Beach, Treasure Island, Florida. Cheers, cheers. How we doing, Mom?
We're doing fine.
This is an old Tom Paxton song. It's a lesson too late for the learning. Paid a sad, paid a sad. In the wink of an eye, my soul is turned into your hands, into your hands. Are you going away? The word of farewell, with the beating of the trace left behind. Could have loved you better, did not mean to be unkind. You know that it was the last thing on my mind. As I lie in my bed in the morning, thoughts of you, thoughts of you. Every song in my heart dies a burning without you, without you. Are you going away? No word of farewell, with the beating of the trace left behind. Could have loved you better, did not mean to be unkind. You know that it was the last thing on my mind. As I walk down the street, my thoughts are tumbling around and around, round and around. Underneath my feet, subways rumbling, underground, underground. Are you going away? No word of farewell, will there be not a trace left behind? Could have loved you better, did not mean to be unkind. You know that it was the last thing on my mind. You got reasons aplenty for going. This I know, this I know. For the weeds have been steadily growing. Please don't go, please don't go. Are you going away? No word of farewell, will there be not a trace left behind? Could have loved you better, did not mean to be unkind. You know that it was the last thing on my mind. You know that it was the last thing on my mind. Kingston Trio. Bob Shane, of course. What you doing there, Mom?
Untangling my thing.
Oh, that's your... I got you.
Earbuds.
Yeah. See, I thought it might be one of the microphones.
No, I'm all good.
One more Bob Shane song. Well, you know, this is the one Bob Shane vocal and the one Kingston Trio song, the biggest probably. Huge, 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 huge. Scotch and soda, mud in your eye. Baby, do I feel high on me, oh my. Do I feel high? Dry martini, jigger with gin. What a spell you got me in, oh my. Do I feel high? People won't believe me. They'll think that I'm just bragging. That I feel the way I feel. Still be on the wagon. All I need is one of your smiles. Sunshine of my eye, oh me, oh. Do I feel high? People won't believe me. They'll think that I'm bragging. That I can feel the way I feel. Still be on the way. All I need is one of your smiles. Sunshine of my eye, oh me, oh my. Do I feel higher than a kite can fly? Give me loving, baby. I feel high. Kingston Trio. Boy, what a great song. And my old hand didn't even want me to be able to play that one, Cherry.
Uh-oh.
Holy moly. Did I mention I had trouble playing the last couple of weeks with my left hand? I don't know what's up with that. Anyway, one more Kingston Trio. Oh, why not? Bottle of wine, fruit of the vine. Why don't you let me get sober? Leave me alone. Let me go home. Let me go home to start over. Who remembers this old song? Around and around this dirty old town, singing for nickels and dimes. I'm getting rough. I ain't got enough to buy me a little bottle of wine. Hey, bottle of wine, fruit of the vine. Why don't you let me get sober? Leave me alone. Let me go home. Let me go home and start over. Pain in my head, bugs in my bed. Pants are so old that they shine. Out on the street, tell the people I meet, hey, buy me a little bottle of wine. Hey, bottle of wine, fruit of the vine. Why don't you let me get sober? Leave me alone. Let me go home. Let me go home and start over. Oh, what's that last verse? Preacher will preach, teacher will teach. miner will dig in the mine. I ride the rods, trusting in God and hugging my bottle of wine. Hey, bottle of wine, fruit of the vine. Why don't you let me get sober? Leave me alone. Let me go home. Let me go home and start over. Hey, bottle of wine, fruit of the vine. Why don't you let me get sober? Leave me alone. Let me go home. Let me go home and start over. Who remembers that old song? Good 'un. That's a good 'un. Remember that scene in the movie Jaws where they were singing seafaring songs and sea drinking songs and all of that business, and then they hear the sound of the shark outside and all of that? That song reminds me of that scene, and I don't think it's the same song that they kept singing in the movie. Somebody out there who watches movies more than I do will tell me what song that was, the seafaring sea shanty song that they sang in that movie. I don't know, somebody knows that and I don't. Cherry, you got song requests?
Yeah, I do. Just a few.
Hey guys, once again, this is my good wife, in whom I am well pleased.
Oh, what is
She
it?
does
What you want?
I still owe her money. I took her to lunch today and she insulted my sorry self. You should have heard it. It was a terrible thing. It was a terrible thing. She insulted me on the way back home from lunch. I just bought her lunch. Anyway. That was funny though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was funny. I got a new software here and I can't figure it out yet, you know. And I told Cherry, I said, I'm having trouble making CD copies and burning audio files to MP3s to send them to people, this and that and the other. And she said, you are in the studio business. You are an audio engineer. I ain't gonna show you how to do that. You need to learn it your dang self. Oh, my Lord have mercy. My last pillar of support is falling out from under me. R.J. Johnson is on. Thank you for tuning in, R.J. Johnson. We had a grand time in Nashville, Tennessee last week. My buddy R.J. Recorded 4 songs with super duper Nashville, Tennessee country music producer Mark Wright, and we had the absolute creme de la creme A-team recording studio engineers and recording studio musicians. I couldn't believe how cool it was. It was the first time I ever wanted to be Ronnie Johnson. You know what I'm saying? That's a frightening thought right there. That was a frightening thought right there in and of itself.
Yeah, I see.
Anyway, but one of the songs that we recorded was a song called Hello Autumn, or Hello Autumn. And I loved it so much. And I started this, RJ sent me the lyrics, and I started to try to sing it tonight. But frankly, I don't think I could have done it justice without hearing a copy of it. So as soon as I can hear the master that we'll get in another week or so, I'll start singing that song because it was so good. We had a grand time in the hotel room the night before trying to decide what songs RJ was going to do and going over this song and that song. But years and years ago now, Ronnie Johnson and I in Charleston wrote a song called Everything Is Different Now, and this is one of the songs that we recorded. This is also for our friend Martha, who tunes in occasionally from all the way up north somewhere, and she's requested this song over and over. Everything is different and nothing has changed. I just moved to a new place on the lonely side of town. Little 2-room walk up, musty and run down. Whole world away from yesterday, where my heart still relays. Everything is different now, different now, but nothing has changed. I still love you, always the same. These four walls around me now keep on echoing your name. Everything is different now, but nothing has changed. You said please give you some time, but I couldn't stay away. I know it's awful early, but I hope it's not too late. I know I stepped across that line, and I've only me to blame. Everything is different now, but nothing has changed. Everything is different now, nothing has changed. I still love you, always the same. These four walls around me now keep on echoing your name. Everything is different now, but nothing has changed. Everything is different now, but nothing has changed. Yes, RJ, that is one of my favorite songs that I have helped to write, and the best song you and I ever co-wrote. You know, Ronnie had a top 40 record when he was in college in Nashville at Belmont University, Belmont College then. And so Ronnie's a great songwriter. It's just that we all play gigs, and it's easy to get lost in the songs that we need to play to satisfy the audience at a gig, and so we don't do the songs that we've written. But as soon as RJ is finished with that set of recordings up there, and as soon as maybe he goes back to Nashville and does another set of recordings with your man Steve Goostree, who knows, we may get together. Why wouldn't we get together and do a songwriter showcase in Charleston with ourselves and maybe the likes of Ed Honeycutt or someone else? Let's plan to do that. And why not? Why wouldn't we do that? How we doing, Mom? Doing okay?
Good. Werner wants to know if you have ever played Whistling Gypsy from the Kingston Trio.
No.
Okay. Do I say that?
Verna Jordan wants to know if I've played Whistling Gypsy from the Kingston Trio. No. Great song. It's a very old Irish Celtic song. I think it's Irish, maybe Scottish. Whistling Gypsy. I think. Anyway, I could be wrong. I often am. My wife reminds me.
I do not.
I often am.
I do not. You're just making me sound bad.
All right, where were we? Is Tom Jordan on?
Tom Jordan? No, I hadn't seen him.
All right. Is Greg Lauderdale on?
Hadn't seen him.
Hadn't
either.
seen him. Mark Davis?
Yes.
Mark Davis is on. Guys, we had a couple of requests. After this one, we'll put our heads together and do our get-together, our roll call, and let people know who's listening and from where. My buddy Mark Davis wanted to hear an old Engelbert Humperdinck song, what could go wrong with an Engelbert Humperdinck song on my program? And Cherie, I printed out the lyric, and you gave it to me.
Yep. You got 2 copies.
I have 2 copies. So I sing you to sleep after the loving with the song I just wrote yesterday. And I hope you can hear words and the music have to say. It's so hard to explain everything that I'm feeling face to face. I just seem to go dry, but I love you so much. The sound of your voice can get me high. Oh, thanks for taking me on a one-way trip to the sun. Thanks for turning me into a song. So I sing you to sleep after the loving. I brush back the hair from your eyes, and the love in your face is so real, it makes me want to cry. And I know that my song isn't saying anything new, but after the loving, I'm still in love with you. And I know that my song isn't saying anything new, but after the loving, I'm still in love with you. Those of us who were dedicated and died in the wool lounge lizards have sung that song. You know, when you listen to an Engelbert Humperdinck song on a country station, then you know it's the same thing listening to Tom Jones on a country station. When you sing it at a gig, then you are a lounge lizard, and I are one. What you got there, Mom?
Really no more other than what you got.
All right.
Kevin Fox said, how about a maybe next year, never give up kind of song for the poor Cincinnati fans?
You know, I've been behind Kevin Fox from Cincinnati. He's talking about let's write or sing a song called Never Give Up, because it's football, and they were in the playoffs and then they didn't win, I guess.
Yeah. They did.
You know, what I do is I record all of these. The Cherry made fun of me because I have 12 NFL football games on the DVR, but I watch them one at a time, and I don't care who wins, but it's always interesting. But I guess Cincinnati is not going. I'm assuming from what Kevin said, Cincinnati's not going to the Super Bowl. Someone's going to correct me on that. Is Scott Goodlin on, Cherry?
I haven't seen him.
Sweet Savannah Nights, he wants to hear.
Now, some people may be on and I can't see it.
Yeah. If you're on and you've made a request, let me know. Lee Campbell, if you're on, he's requested the Green Fields of France a few times.
Lee's on.
Lee is on, all right. Lee, I will do the Green Fields of France for you, but I'll do another song or two here. We'd also like to wish a very happy birthday to Gloria Brickenden. Tom Brickenden has sent us a note saying, please say happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear Gloria. Sweet 16 and only been kissed 3 times, half of it by Tom Brickenden. Happy birthday to you. Happy happy birthday, Gloria Brinkenden.
Actually, I don't think they're on. but
Brickenden. Yeah,
Yeah.
he wished a happy birthday.
They probably,
It's Tom Brickenden.
yeah, but somebody else said.
Oh, I got
happy
you.
birthday.
I got you. Someone
Yeah.
else wished him a happy birthday.
Right, right.
They may watch it.
Yeah.
I will do a Jim Croce song for Lee Campbell, and then I'll do the other old song request from a while back for Lee Campbell while he's tuned in. He requested a song called Green Fields of France, and it's not a happy song, but I'll do it for you here in a moment or two. But first, he had also requested a Jim Croce song. Let's do that one first. Jim Croce. Rapid road, stock car boy, too much to believe. He's always got an extra pack of cigarettes rolled up in his t-shirt sleeve. He got a tattoo on his arm and say, baby. He got another one to just say, hey. Every Sunday afternoon, he's a dirt track demon in a 57 Chevrolet. Rapid road, stock car boy, he the best driver in the land. He said he learned how to run the stock car, run a shine out of Alabama. So the demolition derby and the figure eight is easy money in the bank compared to running from the man in Oklahoma City with a 500-gallon tank. In a rapid road, stock car boy, he too much to believe. He's always got an extra pack of Lucky Strikes rolled up in his t-shirt sleeve. He got a tattoo on his arm and say, baby. He got another one that just say, hey. Every Sunday afternoon, he's a dirt track demon in a 57 Chevrolet. Roy's so cool, the racing fool, he don't know what fear's about. He go 130 mile an hour smiling at the camera with a toothpick in his mouth. He got a girl back home, her name is Dixie Dawn. He got honeys all along the way. You ought to hear him screaming, the dirt track demon in the 57 Chevrolet. In a rapid road, stock car boy, too much to believe. He's always got an extra pack of Lucky Strikes rolled up in his t-shirt sleeve. He got a tattoo on his arm and say, baby. He got another one to just say, hey, hey. Every Sunday afternoon, he's a dirt track demon in a 57 Chevrolet. Jim Croce. He was one of my all-time biggest guitar singer-songwriter heroes, Jim Croce and James Taylor, back in the day. And I had dropped out of college in order to go to work and make enough money to go back to college. And I was working at DuPont polymer plant in Lugoff, South Carolina, for 12 months before I went back to college. And when I went back to college, I met my wife. So it's the luckiest thing, it's a God thing. I went back to college, which is when I met my good wife. We've been married now since 1976, but back in the day, Croce had died on September the 20th, 1973, and I was a big Jim Croce fan. I'll do another Jim Croce song here in a moment. A couple of the song requests too we have going. And I would also like to acknowledge some of our friends that have tuned in. I'll do one more Jim Croce song. Photographs and memories, Christmas cards you sent to me, all that I have are these to remember you. Memories that come at night take me to a better time, back to a happier day when I called you mine.
Oh, but we sure had a good time when we started way back when. Morning walks and bedroom talks, oh how I loved you then. Summer skies and lullabies, nights we couldn't say goodbye, and of all the things that we knew, not a dream survived. Photographs and memories, all the love you gave to me, somehow it just can't be true. It's all I've left of you. Oh, but we sure had a good time when we started way back when. Those morning walks and bedroom talks, oh how I loved you then. Jim Croce.
I bet his wife can sing that now.
Not a happy song, but he wrote that, you know, and his wife could sing that one now, my wife says. Hey guys, I would like to do just a quick little roll call of those who are tuned in. Thank you so much. Barb Welliver in upstate New York is tuned in. Barry and Rhonda Brookshire in Gulf Shores, Alabama are tuned in. Bill and Elaine Fonley in North Attleboro, Massachusetts. Thank you so much, guys. Bob Burlinson is tuned in. Thank you. Bob Swatko in Reedsville, Georgia is tuned in. Casey is tuned in. Cherry, do you know Casey? He's always tuned in to
Yeah.
Bill Mullen. And
Well, his Facebook has said Casey, just Casey.
okay, then it might be a different
So I don't know
one.
what Casey.
Anyway, there's a guy named Casey that tunes in all the time to Emmett McElhaney in Seattle, and Bill Mullen. It's probably the same Casey. Carolyn Plasek is tuned in to Scottsdale, Arizona. Carolyn, I'm coming to Arizona in August, if God willing. Uncle Charles is tuned in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Chris Haynes is tuned in Nashville. Hi, Chris. I saw those pictures, but I haven't heard the videos yet. Colleen Settle is tuned in. Colleen, I will see you on February the 11th. Yourself and Michael at the Savannah Irish Festival. I'm looking forward to that. David and Edith Reed in Ashburn, Virginia is tuned in. David Asbell, he's down in Florida this week. David Willis, Cherry it says Davis, but it's David Willis,
Okay.
is tuned in Savannah, Georgia. I'll see you on February the 11th at the Savannah Irish Festival. Faisal McLean is tuned in. And Joe in Lincoln, California tuned in. Thank you so much. Hey, Faye Sue, let's get together. I don't have any gigs in the upstate, but we can fix that. Fred Williams is tuned in. Hi, Fred. Fred is my co-host of the songwriter event that we do in Lexington, South Carolina, once a month. And our next one will be February 23. We had a great one with Andy Shull tuned in last time. He was the featured one last time. Thanks for tuning in there, Fred. My sister Glenna over here next door. Greg and Pam Nada tuned in Wendell, North Carolina. Pam doesn't know, but Greg and I are going to Nashville in March. Don't tell my wife either. Anyway, Jackie Peak is tuned in. Hi, Jackie. And Jackie Slocum is also tuned in. Jane List in Anderson, South Carolina. Jeep White down in Charleston is tuned in. Howdy, Jeep. What's going on? Jeremy Kimball is tuned in. Hi, Jeremy. What's up, son? Let's get together. Jerry and Carol Bryant in Okeechobee, Florida. And all the way from Oriental, North Carolina, Jerry Richardson is tuned in. He's a moving target. He's often in Wendell. Now he's in Oriental. Oh, I don't know. Maybe he's running from the law. You don't know. You don't know. Jim and Pat Keefe are tuned in Bel Air, Maryland. And they will be in Savannah for the Irish Fest. Looking forward to seeing you guys. Hey, Jim. My son Josh is tuned in Batesburg, South Carolina. He's still working with all the band stuff. Busy as he can be even on weekends. Crazy. My son Josh, he doesn't know, but my wife and I are putting together another tour to Ireland in 2024 so he and Brian can play golf.
Did I say that out loud? I did. June and Doug Ross are tuned in Greer, South Carolina. Kevin Fox is tuned in Cincinnati. Maybe next year. They did well. They did well. I watched one of those games the other night. Lee and Phyllis Campbell in Lithia Springs, Georgia are tuned in. Leon Everett in Ward, South Carolina. Hi, Leon. How are you, sir? Hope all is well. And let's get together again because we've got songs and recordings to do. My brother Mark Brown is tuned in over in Columbia, South Carolina. Mark Davis in Delaware. Mark, we're coming to see you for that Christian Music Festival and house concert in June. Let's confirm that. There's a Christian Music Festival. How cool is that? And I'll be doing all songs that we've written, Christian songs, gospel songs. I'll be doing that. Martha Reno is tuned in. I know she's the one who loves that Everything is Different Now and Nothing Has Changed. She loves that song that Ronnie Johnson and I wrote. Mickey Durham in Anderson, South Carolina is tuned in. Howdy, Mickey. I saw you guys celebrating something online. Mike Murray is tuned in Charleston. Howdy, Mikey. Nancy Gibbs in Columbia, South Carolina. Nancy Gibson in Hendersonville, North Carolina, tuned in. Rick and Sheila Moore, Somerville, South Carolina. Arbor J. Johnson, my friend Ronnie Johnson in Charleston, James Island, South Carolina, is tuned in. Sandy Patty in Port Royal, which is Beaufort, South Carolina. Scott and Kathy Harrison in Lexington, South Carolina. Sidney Baines in Willdale, North Carolina. Sonny Johnson is tuned in here locally. Steve and Connie Madden in Anderson. Steve and Joy Edwards, Treasure Island, Florida. Also like to welcome Steve Spann down in Miami, Florida, tuned in. Also Susie Ravenel is tuned in. Saw all of that business online after you lost your dad. Of course, our wonderful favorite of all time, cousin Ravenel, Arthur Ravenel Jr. We're so sad that we lost him, but so wonderful all the tributes that were out there. Sylvia Branham here in Elgin is tuned in. She's been under the weather. Hope you're feeling better soon, Sylvie. Werner and Pat Jordan in Charlotte, North Carolina are tuned in. Thank you guys for tuning in. And I have a few other requests. We'd also like to say, Edith Reed wants us to wish her sister Jill a happy birthday. So happy birthday to Jill, celebrating her birthday. Let's do a couple of these requests. I'm not going to stay on long tonight. I hurt my left hand, and I'm having trouble with it. So we shall do a few more songs and make our exit, shall we? All right, friends, let's do this one. I was going to do a song that I wrote called Sweet Savannah Nights, and this has been requested many times. I wrote this one with my friend Sonny Birch in Savannah, Georgia. Sonny, we lost her during the time that we were all isolated for the pandemic, even though she didn't pass away due to the pandemic. But we didn't even have a get-together and remember and celebrate our friend Sonny Birch. And it reminds me of others that we had the same situation. How sad is that? Or how sad was that? But my friend Sonny Birch and I wrote a song called Sweet Savannah Nights. This is my most requested song, my most downloaded album. Sweet Savannah Nights. How long has it been? Years have come and gone, but the world keeps on turning. I keep holding on. Still see us iron in iron beneath the dancing street light. How we loved our hearts away. Sweet Savannah nights. Supper on the veranda, walking through the park, whispering by the parlor lamp. The world was getting dark. Your kiss on my brow made all the darkness shine as bright. Yes, I remember you, sweet Savannah nights. It only takes a moment to run that memory down. It haunts me like a ghost, cuts like a thorny crown. I'm going back to bed now and dream with all my might. I'll be loving you, sweet Savannah nights. Live oaks spread their wings to catch the Spanish moths, but everything has changed now. I guess you just got lost. Oh, but the jasmine's on the breeze, I'm gonna be alright. I'm just missing sweet Savannah nights. It only takes a moment, run that memory down. It haunts me like a ghost, wear it like a thorny crown. I'm going back to bed now, dream with all my might. I'll be loving sweet Savannah nights. I know I still love you, sweet Savannah nights. Savannah Nights, my most requested song. All right, guys, one or two more songs here before we go. Thanks, guys, for being with us. Once again, we'd like to remind you, I will be in Charleston this Wednesday at Tommy Condon's Irish Pub, my regular Wednesday night. And that's it for the outside gigs this week, but I'll be in the recording studio with Dave Moulton this weekend, and doing a few other things in the studio. And I'm working on a new album for myself too here eventually. David Moulton is a great friend of ours from Great Britain, and he has all of these songs he's been trying to compile into a legacy compilation collection, and so it's 24 songs, and so it's quite a collection and quite an endeavor to pull all those together, but it's going to be fun, and I'm working on that a lot this week. He'll be coming to the studio here at home and also in Charleston over the coming weeks. All right, I'm going to sing a song, also another song that I wrote before we get ourselves out of here. This one is my most requested song too, one of the most requested recently. It's on the Chasing Daddy's Trains CD. You know, I got tons of CDs online if you want to tune in. We'd also like to remind you, see this? We're going to England, Scotland, and Wales in May. We're going to Ireland in October if you want to go with us. Go to my website, carrollbrownmusic.com, for the itinerary details. I wrote this song years ago with my friend Pete Ledbetter in Charleston, South Carolina. During the pandemic, I rewrote it because everybody was a lot more stressed out during the pandemic, and I rewrote it to say, ain't no need to give in to the blues. things get crazy and out of control. But you ain't gotta let it take over your life. Never give in to the blues. Sure ain't got no money, no fine fancy clothes. Heartache follow me everywhere I go. Sitting on a park bench, chin down in my hand, popcorn for the pigeon, spitting in a can. But when you ain't got nothing, you ain't got nothing to lose. So I ain't never giving in to the blues. Never giving in to the blues. Single room upstairs, bathroom down the hall. Cast iron radiator, been no help at all. Lonely little egg frying in a pan. Little piece of bacon every chance I can. But I stays out of trouble, I go the way I choose. I ain't never giving in to the blues. My last wee little paycheck surely done run him out. I'm in danger of becoming a full-time layabout. I done shook the money tree so high, sky's showing through. I gotta gather up my lazy bones. Must be something I could do. 'Cause the blues will find you. I don't care who you are. You might be a railroad hobo or a big old movie star. If you ever let them blues get a leg inside your door, he chase you around your domicile, you can't run no more. So don't ever let him in. The blues in your yard, you better tell him good, you better tell him hard. Tell him he can't hurt you now, he can't hurt you long as you refuse. Tell him you ain't never, tell him you ain't never giving in. Never giving in to the blues. I may go cut my grass again in the wintertime, but I ain't never giving in to the blues. One last song. Thank you, friends, for being with us. What you got there, Mom?
You gonna do the gospel thing?
One last song. It's going to be a gospel tune, as we always do.
Just wondering. I was just wondering.
Yep. My wife's keeping me straight over here. You know, the larger question is whether my wife's going to make us any ice cream tonight.
It's up to you.
You know, she's been holding out on me, you know. I come home, a hard day's work and a long drive and all that. Does she make me ice cream? No, she don't. And I'm going, you know, a fella could starve not eating ice cream, you know, every night. You know, it could go wrong. It could go terribly wrong. My physicality, she could fall off. Anyway.
Right.
So I don't know. She may make me some ice cream. She may make me some ice cream, and I don't know. She might have. A wee little gospel song. Thanks, guys, for being with us. God bless you. God bless us all. Be good to yourself. Be kind to others. When trouble surrounds us, when evil comes, the body grows weak, spirit grows numb. When these things beset us, He'll never forget us. Sends down His love on the wings of a dove. a snow-white dove. He sends his pure, sweet love, signed from above, on the wings of a dove, on the wings of a snow-white dove. He sends his pure, sweet love, signed from above, on the wings of a dove. When Noah had drifted on the flood many days, he searched for land in various ways. Troubles he had some, but he wasn't forgotten. God sent down his love on the wings of a dove, on the wings of a snow-white dove. He sent his pure, sweet love, signed from above, on the wings of a dove, on the wings of a snow-white dove. He sent his pure, sweet love, signed from above, on the wings of a dove, signed from above, on the wings of a dove. Thank you, friends. Stay tuned because we're going to be uploading some of these programs to our YouTube channel. Go to Carroll Brown Music on YouTube and you'll discover that we have all kinds of things there. Also, beginning this week, I'm going to start doing one more theme-based program once a month. I haven't told my wife yet. She hasn't given me the okay, but that's all right. Thank you, guys. I'm going to take a break. It's going to be a long one. Good night.